Okay, so right now is the Greenlights #1 New York Times bestseller, Matthew McConaughey book. I have marked approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 pages to share with you. Not too many because I want you to go read this book for yourself. But I thought, something that people probably would be wondering right off the bat, what is a green light? Well, in the introduction, he really does explain that well. It says this book is about how to catch more yeses in the world of no's and how to recognize when a no might actually be a yes. This is a book about catching green lights and realizing that the yellows are and reds eventually turn green. Green lights by design and on purpose. Good luck. That was page 15. Okay. I liked this page here. And he has, like, throughout the book where he's written, like, what I call self-help notes throughout his life. And I thought this was really down to earth and inspirational. And let me share it with you. God, when I cross the truth, give me the awareness to receive it, the consciousness to recognize it, the presence to personalize it, the patience to preserve it, and the courage to live it. First, we have to put ourselves in the place to receive the truth. This noisy world we live in, with its commitments, deadlines, fixes, theses, do-that's, and expectations make it hard to get clarity and peace of mind, famous or not. So we have to consciously put ourselves in a place to receive that clarity, whether that's a prayer, mediation, a walkabout, being in the right company, a road trip, whatever it is for us, each of us. Then, after we've put ourselves in this place to listen to the gospel and hear their music, when we have to be aware enough to receive it and conscious enough to recognize it. It will arrive nameless because it is clear, omnipresent, unanimous, and infinite. It usually lands like a butterfly, quick and quiet. When we let it in, it needs no introduction. Then the relationship can begin, and we need the presence to personalize it. This is where the anonymous truth gets intimate and becomes anonymous. We ask ourselves what it means, how it's unique to us, and why it's here now. Then comes a harder part, having the patience to preserve it, getting it from our intellect into our bones, our soul, instinct. We must pay attention to it, concentrate on it, keep it lit, and not let it flutter away. This takes commitment, time, and tendance. If we make it this far, after we put ourselves in the right place to receive the truth, recognize it as such, made it our own, and preserved it, then comes the coup de grace. Having the courage to live it, to actually walk away from that place where it was found us, takes truth with us into the screaming arena of our daily lives. Practice it and make it an active part of who we are. If we can do that, then we are on our way to heaven on earth, where what we want is what we need, where what we need is what we want. Moving forward, I love this page on 256. Define success for yourself. I went to a voodoo shop south of New Orleans the other day. It had vials of, quote, magic, end quote, potions, stacked in columns with labels defining what they would give you: fertility, health, family, legal help, energy, forgiveness, money. Guess which column was sold out? Money. Yep, money is the king currency today. Money is success. The more we have, the more successful we are, right? Even our cultural values have been financialized. Humility is not in vogue anymore. It's too passive. We can get rich quick on the internet scam, be an expert at nothing but everything we say we are. Get famous for our blank tape. You can fill in that blank. And attain wealth, fame, rank, and power, even for respect, without having a shred of competence for anything of value. It happens every day. What is... Okay, I missed a paragraph. Right, here we go. We all want to succeed. The question we need to ask ourselves is, what is success to us? More money? Okay. A healthy family, a happy marriage, helping others, to be famous, spiritually sound, express ourselves, to create art, to leave the world a better place than we found it? What is success to me? Continue to ask that question. How are you prosperous? What is your relevance? Your answer may change over time, and that's fine, but do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. Don't depend on drinking the Kool-Aid. It's popular, tastes sweet today, but it will give you cavities tomorrow. Life is not a popularity contest. Be brave. Take that hill. But first, answer this question. What is my hill? Okay. One thing that I found entertaining was um, out of the mouths of babes comes most wisdom sometimes. Matt McConaughey, and I'm not judging, did not marry his wife before having two children. And it his kids are quick to pick up on this, and his mom automatically, when he was expecting child number one, apologized to Camilla, saying she didn't raise Matt that way. And I thought that was spoke volumes as well. But we all live our own lives, and who are we to pass judgment on anybody else's life, right? Anyway, on page 273, November 7th, 2011. Why isn't Mama a McConaughey? My inquisitive 3-year-old son Levi asked me one day. What do you mean? I ask. I'm Levi McConaughey. Vida's Vida McConaughey. But Mama is Camilla Olives. Why doesn't she have our last name? I thought about that for a second. Because we're not married yet. Why not? He asked. If you're a parent, then you know that there are questions our children ask us as soon as the words come out of their mouths. We know we better have a great answer, because what we say next is going to be branded in their memories for life. This was one of those times. Good question. I do want to marry Mama. I just don't feel like I need to. If I marry Mama, I want to feel like I need to. I don't want to do it because that's what we're supposed to do, or because I merely want to. I want to do that when that's what I need to do. Are you afraid to? He asked. Another one of those questions. I was on the stand. Apparently my 3-year-old son was inheriting my debating skills and cross-examination capabilities. I thought that again. Yeah, I guess I am a little bit. Afraid of what? Of losing myself, I said. The next day, I went to the pastor. We talked about the sacrament of marriage and getting beyond my fears. He talked to me about mystery of marriage, and how when two people who are meant together to be united, the adventure of living side by side does not steal from the individual's sense of self. Rather, it enlightens and informs it. How when two people come together to marry, they each arrive at one whole being, and in marriage we don't lose half of ourselves, we become more of ourselves. Through this covenant with God and our spouse, we actually triple our existence and become 3 times what we were. The 3 entities, wife, husband, and God, in unification with 1 times 1 equals 3. A mystical multiplication. It takes courage and sacrifice, he said. Then he challenged me. What's the bigger risk for you, Matthew? Going on this adventure or continuing the one you're on? The dare. It got me thinking. I spent the next few weeks talking to my pastor, my brother, and successfully married men about it. Soon, for the first time in my life, I got the courage to look at marriage as not as a final destination, but rather as a new expedition, an affirmative and heartfelt choice to become more together with the woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, and the only mother I wanted to be rocking with on my 88th birthday. For the first time, I began seeing marriage as more than just a biblical and legislative sanction that I was supposed to feel responsibility for enacting. Marrying Camilla became something I needed to do. I bent my knee and proposed to her on Jesus' birthday, 2011. She said yes, but we did not set a date for the ceremony. Okay. And then he puts a little post-it note here. It says, you just live together. You live for the present. You marry, you live for the future. Lenny Finney Zanuck. Okay. And then we're going to move forward here. I guess I marked this the next part to read too. Yeah. Okay. Camilla might have seemed totally unlike my mom, but in May 2012, 5 months after I proposed, she did exactly what my mom and dad had done. Just an extra bonus, she handed me an invitation to my own wedding. Sure, I said all I need is the date, and then she handed me an ultrasound. I have our third child growing in my belly, hon. I'm not walking the aisle on the wedding day with a bump showing. We invited 88 of our closest friends and family. We put 44 tents in the yard to hold 88 friends captive for the entire day, 3 wedding weekend, and it was less than a month later, on June 9th, 2012, Camilla Arreo Alvarez became Camilla Alves McConaughey. Brother Christian from the monastery presided over the Catholic ceremony. Our local pastor, Dave Haney, did the introduction solution. John Mellencamp played the psalms, and Camden Prestes blessed us in an African Brazilian magic. My brother Rooster said to me after the wedding, "Little brother, if there's a heaven, I think you got it covered." That night at the altar, Camilla looked at me in the eyes and said, "I don't want anything, just all you got to give." Me, I didn't just marry the woman of my dreams that night. I married the best one on earth for me. She's a mermaid. Afraid no more and in pursuit of a mystery, I committed to the commitment, and for the first time in my life I would tumble and not fall. I knew it would be hard now, because as a husband and wife there was more to work for, no longer chasing butterflies. And Camilla and I planted our gardens so they would come to us. My mother would finally put away the white out, and Levi had one less question. Green light. Okay. On page 288 to 289, I like this part, so I'm going to read the whole ending to you. Which brings me back to another reason I wrote this book. I hope it can be useful and lend a hand if you need it. What it might teach you something, inspire you, make you laugh, remind you, help you forget, and arm you with some life tools to better march forward as yourself. Me, I haven't made it all A's in the art of living, but I give a damn, and I'll take an experienced C over an ignorant A any day. I've always believed that the science of satisfaction is about learning when and how to get a handle of challenges we face in life. When you design your own weather, blow in the breeze. When you're stuck in the storm, pray for luck and make the best of it. We all have scars. We'll get more. So rather than struggle against time and waste it, let's dance with time and redeem it, because we don't live longer when we try not to die. We live longer when we're too busy living. As I've navigated the weather in my own life, getting relative with the inevitable has been a key to my success. Relatively, we're all living. Life is our resume. It is our story to tell, and we have the choices we make write the chapters. Can we live a way we look forward to looking back? Inevitably. We all are going to die. Our eulogy, our story, will be told by others and forever introduce us when we are gone. The sole objective: begin with the end in mind. What's your story? This is mine so far. Greenlights. Here's to catching more of them. Just keep living. Matthew McConaughey. And what am I going to give this book? Well, a 40. It's been one of the most enlightening, inspiring autobiographies I've ever read, and I hope that you take time to read this book as well. God bless. Stay safe. Okay, we'll finish First Magazine. I've got a little time on my hands.